Welcome once again to our Woman of the Year Awards podcast series, where we are now celebrating the women in literary arts. Unfortunately, Jai Menon, who won the Woman of the Year award in this category, is unable to join us today due to ill health. But we do have with us today Ramanpreet Praveen, who is the nominee and the close runner-up for the Woman of the Year Awards in literary arts for 2025. Ramanpreet, welcome to our podcast today and thank you so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure to be here, and I wish Ms. Jaya was also with us, and wishing her a speedy recovery.
How do you see your writing contributing to wider cultural and social conversations and general understanding between cultures?
I would say words, they always weave and bring people together. It can be anything. It can be in the form of poetry, it can be in form of documentary or any writing, even essay, small essay a child writes. It brings so many emotions together on one platform. So let it be any kind of writing, it definitely brings cultures and people together on one platform. That's what I feel.
Your work focuses a lot on belonging and identity. Is there a particular piece that changed how you view your own narrative?
Actually, when I started writing, I was at a very tender age. I started writing poems and all that. I didn't know at that time, like, I'll be writing movies or books or something like that. As I kept on writing, I felt like it was not only about myself. I was actually identifying and documenting life of many women. And that made me write a play, the first play that I ever wrote, which was screened in Gulf Hotel over here. That was so close to my heart, and it really totally changed my whole narrative as such, because that gave me an insight and a dose of self-analysis that yes, there is a story, there is a lesson to be learned from every person you meet. And that actually changed the way I used to think that I have to write.
When did you actually first start writing?
When I was in grade 9. And
That was the poetry, but when did you actually seriously start writing?
It was just a coincidence actually. A friend's friend, actually, she wrote a script, a short script, and she wrote on a movie, a Punjabi movie, and they wanted me to write the dialogues. So when I wrote the dialogue, they said, can you just elaborate the script? When I elaborated the script actually was only for 1 or 2 pages. When I wrote it, it became 10 pages.
Okay.
And then the writer actually asked me to come and narrate the things because she couldn't read the dialogues properly. And that was the time when she told me, like, I want you only to enact that lady's role because you are doing it so well. And that clicked. And that was the end of the normal life. Then I really became a serious writer.
Do you ever suffer from writer's block or self-doubt? And if you do, how do you surmount those issues?
Actually, people think that when a writer blocks is an obstacle. For me, it's a boon, I would say, because that helps me to take a pause, analyze it again, think wisely where I'm going wrong, and even sometimes take a breath and just chill out. So
it's no big problem. It's
no big deal. Actually, it's a time to relax for a writer.
What advice would you give women writers trying to find their own unique voice?
Just be yourself. Don't try to copy anyone. Don't try to compete with anyone. You have your own unique identity. You have your own unique style of depicting things. So that's it. That's more than enough. The more you think about it, the more you want to compete with others and follow others, you will lose your own creativity and productivity. Be yourself. That's it.
Is there a particular piece that you wrote that you feel gave you the greatest challenge, and both for yourself and maybe your audience who were actually engaging with it?
Yeah. When in 2019, when I took a challenge kind of a thing to write my own love story, actually my husband told me not to do that.
Don't you listen to what your husband tells you to do all the time?
Which wives listen to that?
I know, my wife understands that answer. How do you balance storytelling with your audience expectations?
I don't write to please anyone. I write to please myself. And that's the best thing. When I do that, I'm so honest in my writing that it directly connects with my audience. And every word that I write actually relates to everyone's journal normal life. So that's it. I'm happy with that.
In the August edition of Bahrain This Month, we had the pleasure and privilege of interviewing the International Book Prize winner, whose family happened to live in Bahrain, actually. Her daughter and her son-in-law and grandchildren are here. Have you any expectations of being able to develop a wider audience and a more international audience than you have already?
There are a few projects which are in pipeline, and I'm working on them. If I get a chance, and if with your blessings, definitely I'll reach there one day.
As being the top nominee in the Women in Literary Arts category, you have a number of other interests and hobbies in Bahrain. Could you elaborate?
Thank you so much for asking that question, because I myself sometimes feel like, which one shall I start with? So I'm a psychologist, I'm a writer, I'm a director, Toastmaster, a host, biker. And this year, actually, I have won a Mrs. India Worldwide Hot Wand.
Mrs. India Worldwide?
Yes.
Wow.
For Bahrain, I represented Bahrain. I bagged 2 crowns for Bahrain, actually, Mrs. Bahrain Queen and Mrs. Talented as well.
Where was this competition held?
Dubai.
In
It
Dubai.
was in Dubai, Ajman. So that's another thing that has just come, and now there's no stopping.
What is the most important thing to you in life?
My biggest strength actually is my family. Without their support, I would not have been able to do anything in my life. In fact, what you see me today, it wasn't almost 1.5 years back. If you would have seen me, you would not have recognized me now. I have almost lost more than 52 kgs
Wow.
as on date. And it was not to look good. It was actually the health alarms that had made me realize that I need to really work on myself. And people, what the mistake I was doing is, one day I'll be focusing on my medicines, the other day on workout, the third day on diet, but nothing was happening together.
Right.
So that was the biggest mistake which I was doing. So when everything came together, I'm here today.
What's next? What's your next ambition in life?
I have made a name in Bahrain. Now I think I need to go global, more global.
Thank you, Ramanpreet Praveen, our nominee for Women in Literary Arts. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We have a number of other interesting and vibrant and accomplished women to talk to, the winners of the Woman of the Year Awards 2025. Stay tuned for the next episode.